Hello, YouTube. So this is going to be my first video and hopefully a long series. Um, Fair warning, I'm not used to this at all. I usually just spend a lot of time alone. Um, so you're going to hear me stutter, say a lot probably. I'm not used to really giving speeches or anything like this. Pretty far out of my comfort zone, but my wife is doing a major change, and I wanted to document it, so I'm doing this. So, I already can't remember if I said my name. Hi, I'm Adam. So, a little bit about myself. I am a leukemia survivor, 10 years remission. Um, and I've lived in America all my life, mostly lived in the southern Illinois region. I lived in Florida for a few years. I was working at Disney World, opening up Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I technically wasn't part of the opening crew for Rise of the Resistance, um, but I transferred into there like a week after it opened. Um, Absolutely loved the job. If I could go back, I don't know if I would. Just like I had fun there. I met a lot of amazing people. I actually enjoyed going to work. It's just the cost of living down there is astronomical. Um, I don't want to do roommates, and I just never could, you know, get a committed relationship where we moved in. So I had to pay all the bills myself. So it was just that. Anywho, so what I plan on doing with this channel is I'm actually moving to Tokyo, Japan, this April. So I'm going to document quite a bit of stuff. The main focus is just the stark contrast differences between living in small town Midwest America and living in the biggest city in the world, which is also, a foreign country. So it's going to be so many differences. The town I grew up in, called Malky Town, had no police force, no mayor. Um, I think technically the only business they had was a junkyard. So there's that. Um, yeah, going from nothing to everything uh, is going to be a very big difference. Now I have been to Japan before. I went in April of 2025 for Star Wars celebration and to celebrate my 10 years of remission, cancer free. Absolutely loved it. Fell in love with the country. I've been in love with the country since I was a younger kid. It started with Pokemon. I started out with first gen red, blue, and yellow. Um, and then my interests gradually grew over time with, more anime. And then I found out what Japanese food tastes like. Just a lot of their cultural stuff over there. Um, Onsen, um, am I, and their punctuality and formality. That's a big thing. But I'm also a big fan of, their technology and their respect for nature, which is kind of like the main, like the main reasons I'm going over there. Like half of one thing, half of another. It's half the nature and technology, and half for my personal health. So, for the nature and technology part, I want to go for a degree in environmental engineering. Um, and college in Japan is a third of the cost that it is here in the US, as well as I feel like Japan respects engineering and nature preservation jobs a lot more than the US does, especially in these turbulent times. I wish Danny DeVito would offer me an egg in these trying times. Anywho, um, yeah, just between that and my health. So, um, obviously, I said I'm a cancer survivor, but I'm also just very isolated where I live. I've had trouble making connections most of my life with people, and when I do, a lot of times it backfires. So yeah, I know. So going to Japan, I'll be a lot more physically active. Here in the mid, a lot of Americans know we are a very car dependent country, whereas Japan, walking, trains, which are actually punctual. Um, I've had trains here that I needed to take from Southern Illinois to Chicago that were late by 5 hours. Thank God I took the train the day before my scheduled doctor's appointment up in Chicago. Otherwise, I would have been extremely late. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much like the hopes of this channel. Just document my health improvements, document my education over there, so and how I'm going about getting over there. Basically, a quick summary of it: I'm going to a language school called ISI. Um, I'm going to their brand new Shinjuku Prime campus that will be opening in April 2026. I'll be one of the very first students there at that location. I chose this particular school because they have programs that also help you, not only learn the language, but you can get into Japanese colleges over there or just straight up go for a career in Japan. Um, and I would like to get my degree because being a cancer survivor, there's not a lot of good paying jobs around here. Um, that I can do. A lot of the stuff here is factory, coal mining, and 10 years on, I can't be doing that stuff still. There's a lot of lifelong changes to my body that, prevent me from doing a lot of stuff a lot of people can take for granted, like when I first got done with my cancer treatment, I could barely walk from the handicap spot in a parking lot of Walmart to the to pass the front registers. I was getting that tired, so there's still a lot of, I've come a long way, thankfully, but there's still a lot of things that have not improved greatly enough for me to find a sustainable career around here. Plus, I just don't want to live here anymore. Not only in, country bumpkinville here in Southern Illinois, but the United States in general. Yes, it's got a lot to do with, the administration, but to be fair, I've had this feeling of America's got some severe improvements it needs to be done since I was like maybe 10, 11 years old. Paying for health. For some reason, like I grew up, I didn't really, I don't know what the word for it is. I didn't really mature, I guess, mentally until my cancer. But I was smart enough to recognize things were going on that didn't seem right. A lot of double standards, not only in everyday life, but in how our government operates. The rich get richer, and they don't actually. Nobody actually helps the working class people anymore. Um, Plus, I've always realized, health insurance is a scam, stuff like that. So it's just my faith in America, especially with the government, has never been really high, but it's gotten pretty low. Yeah, yeah, since 2016, um, and not just because of one particular administration, just seeing repeated failures and then the divisiveness. eh, I miss it. Might just because I was a child back then and didn't give a crap about actual politics, but I miss like the most important divisiveness being which one do you want, Pokemon Ruby or Pokemon Sapphire. Um, I was a Sapphire boy, and then Emerald came out, so yeah. Um, Anywho, just let me catch my breath. So I can't remember if I've discussed. I know I said I'm going to Shinjuku Prime, but I haven't really discussed too much of uh, my plan after that. My plan is to go to college, go for environmental engineering. Now, I choose environmental engineering because I've always loved nature. I was a Boy Scout when I was younger. Um, Plus, I just love animals. I'm one of those people that I really want to pet a bear, even though I know it can maul me. Um, in my future videos, if I'm like walking down the street and you see a dog in my video, more than likely I am going to try to stop to pet that dog, baby talk that dog, get a little booty pat in. I'm a big dog person. Now, a lot of people ask me why don't I go into something like vet tech, anything like that. The answer I give is because I don't want to lose what I feel like little humanity I've got left. So living in America, we're kind of used to like the school shooting stuffs at this point. South Park even made an episode about it. How a lot of people are just getting used to the idea of school shootings instead of like, crying on the couch after hearing about it for 15, 20 minutes. We're just kind of like, that's a darn shame. What about that next game? Stuff like that. Um, it's I've become so numb to so many things that I just I want to keep what little humanity I got left. But yeah, so um, my big overall goal, I'm hoping, is to get permanent residency over in Japan. So permanent residency, from what I understand, for most people takes up to 10 years, which is a-okay by me because I'm going to go to language school for 2 solid years because I know like maybe 15 words in Japanese. Um, I'm hoping to be from what they have as proficiency levels and testing. It starts at N5, and then you work your way to. I don't know why I'm doing this thing. It starts at level N5, and you end up at N1 and master proficiency. I think, um, but I'm hoping to get that done as well as environmental engineering. I don't know what college credits I do have that will transfer over, um, but I'm hoping some. I know I got to skip my freshman. Oh, no, that's a different story for another time. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm hoping to the environmental engineering. If I get no credits, if I have to start from scratch, can take 6 years. Regular engineering is a bachelor's. Um, Environmental engineering is a master's, and that will, like I said, be 6 years. Anywho, in that time, I'm hoping I could have done something to earn at least permanent residency. Now, I've kind of toyed with the idea. It depends on what all happens in this 8 year time period of giving up American citizenship and going for Japanese citizenship. Um, Again, we'll see how that goes. But I feel like Japan might just be the better country for me. It just fits a lot of my personality so well. I'm usually kind of a loner. I don't connect with people often. I don't talk to people. Uh, for the most part of my life, I've been huddled in my room playing video games. Every once in a while, I'll be super social outside of work. Other than that, nada. Um, Let me read my notes because I'm trying to get used to YouTube. But at least I'm being transparent about it all. So in future videos, I will show the process of how I applied, what it takes to apply, stuff like that. Um, and since I'm a cancer survivor, just in case there are other people who ever watch this, maybe they need a little advice. I'll show the process of how I transferred in my healthcare plan, not my plan, but like my healthcare like routine, pretty much, from America to Japan, because I know one of my medications is illegal in Japan. I don't know how I'm going to fix that issue over in Japan. I haven't got to that far yet, but I will document the process so anybody who has other health issues such as mine, you can get over there and hopefully get things fixed up if you plan on staying for 3 months. Because if you're just visiting, even if it's up for 3 months, you can bring 3 months worth of prescriptions into the country. You don't need a visa to stay for 3 months, but after that, you do. American passports will let you stay over there as just a visitor for 3 months. And if I had that kind of money, I would just say screw the winter over here and go have fun in Japan in the winter. But that's not how it's working. So I'm just going to go over there permanently. So let's see. I made a little list to kind of help remind me of what to talk about. However, I haven't stuck to that list very well. So yeah, let me look over that real quick. So I don't know if I've mentioned this or not already. Environmental engineering. I know I've talked about that. That's what I want to go for, but I just want to go for it because I feel like the world needs a lot of help. Environment, just protecting wildlife, nature, all of it. Not to mention, Japan respects nature as well as they highly value their engineers. Um, and I want to do something meaningful with my life. I don't want to be stuck, working cashiering at like a Walmart or something for the rest of my life. No, no, thank you. Not for me. Plus, college is just a third of the cost over there as it is here in the U.S. But yeah. So, another thing I want to just kind of go over briefly. Why am I choosing to go to Japan now? So, as I said, I've lived in small town America most of my life. I never really thought a lot about my life. I thought I was just going to be stuck here forever. Um, just kind of fade into the nothingness that is small town America. But it kind of dawned on me that my life will never get better here, no matter what I do. As well as I don't have a lot of confidence in myself in a lot of things in life. I think I'm funny. That's about it. Like I can make people laugh. It's not one of those I could tell a joke and be okay with it. It's like a situational, quick-witted kind of thing. But I've got to give myself more credit than that. Because I never, if you would have told me when I was like 10 years old that I would beat a very aggressive form of leukemia, not only work for Disney World, but open up Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which I am a big Star Wars person. Um, and if I would have went to Japan, lived my childhood dream of going to Japan as an adult, you know, I wouldn't have believed you. Um, I would have said you're nuts. That's not the life for me. It's kind of like a can't happen to me scenario. People think of like, oh, I don't need to wear a seatbelt when I'm driving, and then they end up crashing and yeeting themselves out the front window. Um, but I'm trying to have a more positive vibe onto it. I've got to do something good for me as well as I can't live off of family help all my life. And there's no way I can make a good job around here. Um, I don't see myself getting married at all. So, but that might be a confidence thing. I don't know. But I also just don't connect with people very often. So yeah, I'm going to document a lot of my adventures over in Japan, as well as, like I said, the process of how I'm getting over there. Um, Other things I plan on doing with the channel, maybe showing off a little bit of 3D printing and cosplay sort of stuff. Once I get a 3D printer over there, because I am not hauling my big one over to Japan. I mean, I don't think I could anyway, physically or um, without the money for it. But I don't want that one anyway. I'm gonna upgrade once I get comfortable over there to a bamboo. But yeah, I'm just gonna show off the life that people think they can't have it. I want to show off the life that they can have, even though they think they can't. Um, as you can kind of see, I am very Winnie the Pooh shaped. Um, and that's going to that's another big part of my journey over there is going to be losing the weight. They have much fresher, healthier food over there, as well as they are not car dependent. Thank God. I'll be walking a lot of places, exploring um, trains, trains that are actually on time. Um, but I'm hoping, as I go along with this channel, I can get my my stuff together because I'm not even doing my little notebook thing very well right now. But that's going to come with time. Um, going to upgrade, the camera as well. Right now, I got a really good phone. Um, but I want to get like a dedicated camera that I got like mount on my backpack, or even some smart glasses that have recording cameras in them. Um, I'm gonna wait till I get over there and just kind of weigh the options just in case. Because I feel like it's gonna be a lot easier if I have the glasses on me. Not a lot as much to worry about. Um, but I know people respect privacy over there, and if they see that on the uh, side of my sunglasses, they might get offended. Where at least with the thing mounted on my backpack, I just put a cap over it or something, and boom, problem solved. Um, but yeah, so very excited to start this channel. I'm definitely excited to get over there in Japan. Um, yeah, we'll see where this goes. All right, well, thank you for joining me for my first, my first very rough video, but we'll continue to grow together, hopefully. So, all right, well, until next time, may the force be with you, and see you later.